Hey folks, it's Mangrel. Welcome back to the channel. This week we're doing another video on VR. Let's say you have your SteamVR headset, like a Valve Index or any of the other ones, and you want to play an Oculus exclusive game. You want to play Stormland, From Other Suns, Robo Recall. Well, you can't because they're not available on Steam. But I'll show you how you're able to actually do that using a very clever little software. Here's the software that makes all of this possible. It's called Vive. I'll give you a link in the video description, but you want to come to this site here. You want to download the software. But before we do that, look at the installation instructions. It's pretty simple, but bear in mind you do have to get the Oculus software, and that's a software that lets you download the games, launch the games. So it's like a Steam equivalent, but made by Oculus. So you do require that. You can skip the headset setup piece. Then you'll download the latest version of Vive. So Vive does get updated from time to time, and the updates are to make it more compatible with new releases. It's sometimes not as simple as you have Vive, a new game comes out and it just works. They may have to tweak Vive to support that new game. So you get the latest version, you install it, you launch SteamVR, and then it just works. If it doesn't work, then most likely that game is not supported, but that's where the compatibility list comes in. If we go to the compatibility list, we can see the games listed here and whether they're working or not. For the most part, they're all working. There are a couple that say partially. There are some that say untested, but you can see majority do say working. And the one we want to focus on right now is Stormland. So we can see Stormland. Where's Stormland? There it is, Stormland. It says working since 1.9.2. But really, even if you get it and it doesn't work, the Oculus return policy, so over here, the return policy is pretty forgiving. So you have 14 days to return the game as long as you've used it less than 2 hours or you played it less than 2 hours. Pretty low risk. You can try it out. If it doesn't work, well, you return it. Hey folks, it's Mangrel from the future. Before I get into the actual gameplay footage and show you how this works on the Valve Index, I want to do a quick correction to that gameplay footage, because in that footage you'll see me continuously refer to the fact that the game is stuck at 60 FPS. And since then I've tried this on the RTX 3090 and it was still stuck at 60 FPS. So I did a bunch more research and I noticed what's going on. So if you look at my dashboard here, this is the FPS VR dashboard. You can see my reprojection ratio is at 50%. And because I have my Valve Index at 120 FPS, what SteamVR sees is that it can't drive this game at 120 FPS. So it drops it down to half of that, which is 60 FPS, and then it tries to fill in the rest with some kind of magic and trickery. So that's why it's giving me 60. So you can see it feels pretty smooth, but now watch this. If I flip this over to 90 FPS, so now I'm at 90, and you can see that it does 90 just fine, but then there are times when it'll go down to 45, which is because of, again, the reprojection. So it'll half the FPS. And based on my experience, it cannot still run 90 FPS. So I've had good luck with running it at 80. So it looks like my setup here, which is now the RTX 3090 with a AMD 5800X, it seems like it can do 80 pretty good. So you can see that. The other thing we can try, I can go over to the game settings. If I flip it to low, for example, and if I go back up to 120, so you can see it still can't do it. Even at low, it's still giving me a 40 some odd percent reprojection. So it looks like this game, and I think it's a combination of the game itself plus the Vive, the Vive and how it's actually working, it's taking a huge performance hit. So my experience is either leave it at 120 and let it go down to 60 or go down to 80. Those two both seem to work. A little bit unfortunate, but again, the game seems to work okay. So now let's get into the actual gameplay footage and you'll hear more of my thoughts. Just ignore everything I say about the whole 60 FPS. Now that we're in VR, you should see your Oculus titles show up automatically. So here I've got Stormland, I've got From Other Suns, I've got Robo Recall. These are all Oculus exclusive titles and they showed up here automatically without me having to do anything. So before we launch the game, you may see me looking at my wrist, and that's because I'm trying to look at the FPS in the game to see how it's performing. Now, I'm not sure if this little dashboard here, if this will show up once I launch the game. So if you see me twisting my wrist like this, it's because I'm looking at this little dashboard here. All right, let's go ahead and launch the game. So start. And so far it's launching no different than a normal title. All right, so far so good.
Power surge detected. Auxiliary systems online. Accessing core dump. 11 data fragments encountered. Partial data recovery successful. Analyzing fragments. Segmentation fault corrected. System shell initiating reboot. Reboot successful. All systems restarting. System shell entering observation mode. Motor systems activating. Verifying dominant arm. Hold the left or right trigger to select your dominant arm.
All right, so here it looks like it's the Oculus joystick, but hopefully everything's mapped correctly. So I'm just gonna pull the trigger on the right controller. Yep, awesome.
Dominant arm verified. Please perform basic calibration to optimize traversal systems.
Okay, hands out. Hands out, pull both triggers.
Body calibration complete. Suggestion, adjust core controls according to your preferences.
All right. Okay, so it's the weird slidey thing in the middle. All right, settings. We want head position determines forward direction. Yeah, look relative. When walking, gradually accelerate. Yep. Turn mode, snap. Yep. What's this? When turning, reduces visibility, increase comfort. Sure. Okay. That's all good. Sound settings. That's good. Performance. Okay, so I'm running this on a RTX 3080 with a Ryzen 5800X. So I'm guessing I could do Ultra. So let's go with Ultra. And right now my FPS is showing, it's like all over the place, down to like 70, 80, up and down, up and down. It's pretty crazy right now, just in the menu. So I don't know if that's because of Revive or if really this is using a lot of system performance, but I think it's Revive. My GPU shows 50%. So let's go with that and see how that works out. Okay, so that's good. Let's go return to game.
Core system parameters set. Parameters may be readjusted at any time. Initiating motor function recalibration. Tuning rotational motor controls.
Okay. Okay, so good thing here, I can feel the controllers vibrating, so that means we do have haptics. You'll find some of the games actually in Revive don't have haptics. So Robo Recall, no haptics. From Other Suns, no haptics. So this is really good because haptics is a big part of gameplay. Let's turn. Yeah.
Retuning core movement systems.
Move forward.
Tuning complete. All motor functions calibrated. System shell enabling full autonomous control.
Oh, that's me. So gameplay feels very smooth. I don't feel any lag. FPS, it shows 60, but it's locked to 60. So as I move around, I still see 60 FPS. Oh, with the lightning, it went down to 40. My GPU is 87%. So you know what? Let's reduce the graphics. Performance. Let's go low. Return to game. No, it's still like 60, 65. No, I think it's either a limitation with the game or it's because of a limitation with Revive. Because there's no way an RTX 3080 is giving you 60 frames per second over here. Okay, let me look at the floor. Yeah, the floor is giving me 66 to 70. So I think it's a game limitation. Okay, so let's go back to Ultra and then we'll see how this feels. Yeah, because it does feel pretty smooth. Oh wait, I'm missing fingers. Yeah, so it's got no finger tracking. But so far the binding looks really good. Everything seems to be working okay with the binding, the controller binding. Alright, let's play a little bit.
Servo malfunction detected in dominant arm. Advise returning to base camp for repairs.
Yeah, I'm missing 3 fingers. Nope, 2 fingers. Okay.
Are you coming? We better hurry. Still one more irrigation leak to patch.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Whoa! Careful, little guys. You're the one who plants flowers for them. They should be thanking you, not me.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, 60 FPS still.
Memory fragment corrupted. Purging corrupted memory fragment of android named Nyx.
Okay, let's follow the rat. Okay, so first true test.
Passageway to base camp is blocked. Suggestion: clear passageway.
Okay, so all I have to do is just squeeze the controller and it gives me grab, so no different than any other index game. Okay, go ahead, twist. Let me try the other hand, but yeah, so far key binding is great. I mean, it feels really smooth for 60 FPS. It just feels really smooth. I don't think it's 60 FPS. This just feels too good. Alright, let's keep going. Full speed. Come on, robot, walk faster. Full speed. Power. Hello, friend. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Yeah, we're still at 60
detected in
FPS.
water. Suggestion: cross water to reach base camp.
Okay, let's go.
Suggestion: hold hand grip to attract out-of-reach objects.
Oh look, as I squeeze the controller, it's triggering the correct button. Okay, let's get closer.
Suggestion: dismantle energy canisters to recharge. To dismantle, grab with both hands and pull apart.
Ooh. As you pull it, it becomes brighter. Okay, how's the throwing? It's pretty good. Excellent, that's good. Alright, let's explore a little bit. What's this?
Suggestion: search and obtain alloy in order to craft upgrades. System status: alloy collected.
Oh, once you drop, you can't pick up again. That's okay. Wait, it doesn't match. I'm missing fingers. Yep, still 60 FPS.
Let me just check your scans. Looks like a severed brachial cable. We'll just pop the arm off and get you a new one.
Can I pop my arm out?
Just pop it right off.
Nope.
Don't be so dramatic, Nix. It's just an arm. You'd think you could actually feel it. Too much time around the humans. That's what happens.
Workbench. Advise using workbench to replace damaged arm.
Oh, I can grab it. It goes through the table.
Suggestion: place damaged arm on workbench. Suggestion: attach fabricated arm to empty arm socket.
I'm trying to grab my arm, but I have no arm. Okay, this one. There we go.
Arm attached. Running diagnostics.
What was that?
Hand laser detected.
Yeah, we have haptics. It's vibrating. Controls are good. Yeah, so far key binding is amazing. Performance, yeah, we're still at 60 FPS, but again, I don't think it's because of the computer or because of the game. I think it's Revive. Okay, let's keep going. Can I shoot these?
Laser output meets specifications. Suggestion: apply laser to invasive bulbs to clear obstructions.
That aiming.
Emergency. The Tempests have infiltrated the floating gardens. Evacuate base camp. Repeat. Evacuate base camp.
Transport bay is now online. Suggestion: use Palm menu to track current objectives. Suggestion: use wrist compass to track objective locations.
Okay, before we go there was a path over here I didn't check out. Let's go here. Anything here? Nope. 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 Yeah, still 60 FPS. GPU is average of 70% usage. Okay. Let's get in there. Alright, so I think that's good for this video. The real true test was, can we play the game? Because like I said already, you can't play every single game with Revive, along with the whole key binding and haptics issue. This game looks like it runs perfectly with Revive. Only problem, and maybe it's not a big problem, but the whole 60 FPS. So I think some of us who are used to the 120, 144, 90, all these high FPS, I think we're going to struggle with the 60, but it really feels fine. I've been playing now for what, 18 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't feel sick or anything, and it does really feel pretty smooth. So there we go. I'm going to launch this and then we'll end the video here. I don't want to ruin the game for you, but if you have a Valve Index, you want to get this game, which is an Oculus only game, honestly, go for it.